I'm at fault, not him, so I don't mean to make him so bad. He's not. Obviously, I'm going to jail.
This is Melissa Gholson, a woman who walked into the police station and confessed to shooting her husband, David Gholson, multiple times, piercing holes through his stomach and abdomen as he ran for his life. He was later found in the garage of their home, slumped near the door, and while his body lay there rotting, Melissa went on with her life unbothered for over a day.
I don't think he even knew he'd been shot. I didn't know. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do.
However, the real darkness didn't lie in the trigger that she pulled or her cold detachment. It was her motive behind committing such a devious crime.
I'm still having difficulty understanding the decision to commit murder.
The incident took place on October 30th, 2021 at the Gholson family's house in Orange Park, Florida. Melissa and her husband, 36-year-old David, had been involved in marital arguments for a long time. But that day, tension spiraled out of control, resulting in a family tragedy that shocked both loved ones and law enforcement. After the incident, Melissa carried on as if nothing had happened until she confided in her sister the next day. Concerned and alarmed by her confession, her sister managed to get Melissa to the Clay County Sheriff's Office. There, law enforcement officers got ready to hear from her in person, setting the stage for one of the most shocking interrogations in recent memory.
As I understand, you've talked to a lot of deputies at this point. A lot's been going on. He and I have not been present when you talk to the deputies. That's why we want to hear your stories straight from you, rather than getting it from somebody else that you've already talked to. It makes more sense if we hear it straight from you.
Obviously I'm going to jail, but, so I need a lawyer, I guess.
That's your call.
My sister said just tell you guys what happened.
I'd love to talk to you and get your side of things, but it's entirely up to you.
Whatever happens, I deserve, so let's talk.
Okay. You don't seem like a bad person. We don't know your name back here, and you have no criminal history, so you come from a good family.
They're all cops.
Are you really?
Here?
Really?
JSO.
We're retired JSO.
Were you and David married? Did you guys have kids together?
No. Just from his former marriage.
Okay, how old are they?
6 and 8.
It's hard being a step-parent, isn't it?
The detectives didn't drag Melissa into confessing. From the very beginning, she admits to killing her husband, but it is how she describes it that the contradictions begin to pile up.
In the morning or the afternoon?
Lunchtime. We had just gotten dark on public subs here. Picked us up some public subs. And, we didn't even, they're still in the fridge. We didn't even eat them.
And from my understanding, I guess an argument started.
The argument has started that morning. I was woken up to an argument. I told one of the guy I was talking to earlier that I have OCD and I struggle with washing my hands and there's a amount of dishes in the kitchen right now. I struggle with that and laundry and stuff. And
so the argument was kind of based on chores, the house and things like that.
He did the cooking, I did the cleaning. Right. I did dishes because I insisted on doing the dishes, even though I struggle with it. I like them to right or a certain way or because I struggle with that stuff.
We all have a little bit of it to an extent, maybe not the extent that you're saying, but we all have a little of it, at some point.
He woke me up. I've been sleeping on the couch, and he's been sleeping in the bed. And I've been sleeping on the couch for a while.
How long's a while?
A couple months.
How long have you guys been together total?
I've been 2015. August of 2015. We got married in September 2018. Yeah. But yeah, we've been fighting lately. I've been sleeping on the couch.
Any fighting over anything particular, or just typical married couples?
I can't even tell you at this point anymore. I don't even.
Is he violent?
Mainly my OCD. We fight about that because I struggle with that a lot. Is he violent? No.
Are you violent?
No. Yes, I guess.
What?
On a regular basis.
Excluding from what happened yesterday. Are you a violent person?
Normally, no. Fighting, the kids will be over. He's got 40% custody, and the kids will be over on their days, and it's everything gets swept into the side when the kids are there, and then the second the kids are gone, it just starts in every time. And he's been I'm at fault, not him, so I don't mean to make him so bad, it's not.
According to Melissa, her marriage collapsed over petty arguments. In her household, even dirty dishes felt as dangerous as loaded guns. And while most couples argue verbally, Melissa decides to argue with a trigger.
I used to have a short patience for what I struggle with lately, and Saturday he woke me up angry, probably because I wasn't in bed with him again. It's been hurting him that I don't sleep in bed with him, and he just woke me up angry and started stomping around the house and kind of trying to push my buttons with the OCD, and he threatened to call. He's been having some fights lately where he threatens to call the police, and he threatens to call my dad, and stuff like that. I don't remember how it ended, but we called a truce. I got him to just stop, and we called a truce. And I don't know if I went back to sleep, because after we fight, I'm just exhausted, and I just want to go to sleep and wake up not on edge. And
You take any medication or anything?
I was taking medication. I stopped it several months back.
What was that for?
OCD.
At this point, she even tries to flip the narrative, claiming that David was continuously yelling at her for not doing her chores, and that she was afraid of him. However, it was the other way around. The constant fights between them were due to her refusal to seek help for OCD. But when the detectives press her for details about what exactly went wrong that day, she only offers vague statements, no clear explanation, and the detectives are not prepared for the twisted tale of Melissa's marriage that they are about to hear.
And when he got in the car, I was just really angry because I felt like he's been trying to turn me against my family for a while. I came from a good family, and I was so close with my family when I first met him, and I don't really even interact with a lot of my family members anymore. And I'm starting to question who he even was. I told him he was a liar. I told him that I had just called my dad and talked to him, and I called him a liar. And he took huge offense to that and got very upset that I called him a liar, and told him his calling, the things that he's been saying and doing lately, that he just told him that it was a sham. His call, him saying he wants to be a pastor or whatever. It's a sham. And he got really upset about that We started fighting on the way home. And then when we got home, it was like World War III again. And he went in and went to the kitchen, and we had a mountain of dishes in there that of course bother me if anybody messes with them except me.
Mm-hmm.
And so he went in there and started messing with all the things that he knew would bother me. And
what time did you guys get home?
I don't know. It was around noon. I don't know what time exactly it was. But that's when I pulled out a gun from the drawer and then shot him.
The most sinister thing about this case isn't that she shot him. It's how and why she chose to do it. Her confession comes out so casually. One would think she's admitting to killing a mosquito and not her husband. And the intent? That's the part that even leaves the detective stunned.
I know where I shot him. I looked at it.
Where was that?
2 times?
I don't know.
What you've seen? What was 2 times?
Where was he when you went to the drawer?
I was beside the drawer. I was standing in the opening to the kitchen. He was over at the sink messing with the dishes.
Trying to get a row out of you?
Yeah.
Did you shoot him from that location?
I shot him from multiple locations. And I started pulling the trigger. We ended up running into the garage. He ran. Once I started shooting, he ran into the garage and I chased him into the garage.
Was you standing by the door when you shot him, or did you walk up to him?
He charged at me, and I started pulling the trigger. We ended up running into the garage. He ran. Once I started shooting, he ran into the garage and I chased him into the garage.
Do you know if you shot him in the living room before the garage? You don't know, or?
Mm-mm.
You said he charged at you. Did he see you with the gun?
I think he charged at me. Yeah, he saw me pull it out.
So when you ran into the garage, what happened in the garage?
He was running to the far away to get away, and I was just shooting. And then I didn't even know I had shot him. I don't think he even knew he'd been shot. He started trying to wrestle the gun away from me. We were on the lawnmower. My back was against the lawnmower, and he was trying to wrestle the gun away, and there wasn't anything left in there.
So the gun was empty at that point?
I felt it was empty. It popped open or whatnot. And then he slumped. And he slumped between the lawnmower and the garage door. And
What happened with the gun?
I put it down. There was in the garage. There was a green tote in there. I got up and sat on it. Just stunned. I never touched it. I looked at the hair and didn't touch it after that.
Did you call anybody? Text or anything?
Yeah.
Did you think about calling rescue team? But you didn't because of what?
Good. It's already done. I didn't know. I didn't know what to do. I felt so calm. I didn't know what to do.
Melissa reveals that even after David tried to escape, and even when he was no longer a threat, she kept shooting him from multiple locations. And then she circles back to her line, "I didn't know what to do." Right. because killing someone takes so much hesitation. However, this is just the beginning. What she says next makes it very clear. She knew exactly what to do after pulling the trigger.
What happened to today? There's a period in between me. What did you do? Where did you go?
I laid down on the couch and I slept. I watched some TV and I cuddled with my dog and I slept.
Did you ever go back out in the garage and check on him?
He was dead before I left the garage.
Did you go anywhere last night? Or this morning? So your sister's this morning, correct? Did you go anywhere else before her house?
I told my dad I would bring back this drill mixer, cement mixer that he had wanted or needed back to use to do his bathroom.
You took that to your dad's house first? How long were you there for?
He wasn't there. I just left it by the front door. I went next door. My grandmother lives next door. And it was like church time. Like 11:30 or something. I went next door to see my grandmother. I just wanted to... I haven't seen her in a while. I wanted to see her and hug her and tell her I loved her.
Did you talk to her? Was she there?
She was. I just hugged her. She tried to get me to come inside and talk to her. You can tell like I was upset with something wrong because I was crying. But I told her I couldn't stay. I just wanted to see her and hug her and tell her I love her.
After killing her husband, Melissa carried on with her day as if nothing had happened. She went to bed, knowing bloodstains were still there. And here is the contradiction. Melissa claims throughout the interrogation that she suffers from OCD, the one so severe that it even drove her to murdering her husband. But the real question is, how could she ignore so much blood, mess, and chaos around her? Her house was dirty, and her husband was dead, and yet she slept peacefully, as if it wasn't a crime scene, but just another cozy night. However, little do the detectives know that this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Or has it all been verbal?
It's been verbal. It's been feeling as though it's been escalating, though.
Right. But at this point, it maintained verbal, maybe some words that shouldn't be said, passed back and forth, things like that.
I've thrown things towards him to get him to try to leave me alone before. But it means just hit the wall.
And minus the OCD, have you ever been diagnosed with a mental illness or anything? No?
Just OCD.
When you guys came home after Publix, was he threatening you or anything? Or making threats to you? Mostly just picking at you with the dishes and things like that?
Picking, pushing the buttons, trying to get a rise.
So to help us understand, we're trying to understand. Getting the gun out, thinking the only resolution to this is death.
I don't know.
Did you not feel like you had a way out? You couldn't call somebody and get out of there?
Just got built up.
I just wanted to stop. I just wanted to be able to breathe and think. He just pushes my buttons and it's like, I just want him to stop. I just want to think. I just want to have calm. And it happens every time. I just want to, he wants me to like go do things and work on the house or do the dishes or whatever it is I'm supposed to be doing. And I just want to sleep afterwards. I can't because I'm so on edge afterwards. I just go lay down and then the next day it starts all over again because all I did was sleep the day before. And
so you don't work?
Throughout the interrogation, Melissa exhibits some bizarre habits that raise eyebrows. She's constantly wiping her nose with her bare hands, talking about how normally she lives, surrounded by piles of dirty dishes and dirty laundry stacked throughout the house. Is this the real definition of OCD? Or is it more like selective cleaning disorder? However, this excuse won't save her when detectives press her for the truth.
So he's looking to get a rise out of you.
He wasn't even trying to do the dishes. He just started like picking cups up and moving them around. He just thought it was funny.
Just fish off.
But were you yelling at him because of it?
I was asking him to stop. Yeah, I was yelling for him to stop.
Stop. And did he run to the garage? And then you chased behind him?
Yeah.
When he saw you with the gun, did he say anything to you?
I don't think so.
He just ran at you?
I think. I don't know if he was running at me or.
Running to get away?
Felt like he was running at me and then stopped and ran to the garage instead.
So before he made it to you, he ran to the garage.
Because I pulled the sleeve off.
As detectives continue to press, Melissa admits to something far more sinister. She aimed at David, and the gun clicked empty. However, she did not stop at that. She reloaded and kept firing at him until he fell on the ground. But what she reveals next will plunge the investigation into its darkest, most chilling turn yet.
He makes the hard turn to go to the garage. You're chasing behind him, and
I reacted as I ran.
you racked it as you ran. You get into the garage.
And I was just firing.
And he's obviously still running from you, right? Any idea what he's running to? Because the garage is closed, I'm assuming.
I don't think he was running away.
He's trying to get away.
He's knocking stuff over.
Should kind of look like that. Similar.
I guess.
That's what I was told. It was ladies.
Okay. So he's knocking things over, trying to get away. Is the entrance to the garage closer where you guys were at than, say, the front door to the residence?
He couldn't get out. There was no way for him to get out. The garage was down.
So he couldn't get out. He's basically trapped.
I don't know when I struck him. I didn't think I had struck him because he was.
You're still wrestling with him.
He's still running and wrestling. He ran and I was just shooting. And
Had he already been struck? You said it was empty.
he had to have been because he had those bullet holes. So yeah, I'd struck him.
Did he yell out like you shot me or anything like that?
He never even reacted like he'd been shot. I didn't think I actually hit him.
Was he yelling anything at you?
Words, no. I don't know.
When asked exactly about the number of times she struck him, she pretends to say she doesn't know. Apparently, she lost count after a few shots. She keeps on insisting that she doesn't know why she killed her husband. But the most chilling moment of this interrogation is about to unfold as Melissa talks about this with her dad.
But the process is at this point, if you do want to talk to somebody, in your family or something like that, just knock on this door. I'm more than happy.
Right now, I don't know what happens next.
Well, I'm pretty sure you know what's going to happen.
Well, yeah.
So, it took place at y'all's house.
Yeah.
Alright, no more questions.
I already answered all their questions.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
I don't either. But I did it, so what's
Yeah,
the difference? I turned myself in and not trying to hide anything, so what's the difference? I'm not gonna go and what did I call you?
Yeah.
So,
It's fine. Just gotta pray for you.
thank you. Will you come see me?
When can?
At some point, I don't know. I don't know.
You have to call. You have to call me whenever I'm available to do it.
I know you have your hands full, so. But, well.
That's alright. I can get away for a few hours at a time.
I love you.
Love you.
I'm so sorry. I think he needs his phone back.
Throughout the interrogation, Melissa bounces back and forth, playing both victim and villain. But when it comes to intent, she refuses to reveal the entire truth. Her answers seem so calculated that even trained detectives couldn't uncover her real motive.
So what made you guys, what made you guys decide to drive all the way to Green Case Springs? Did she say you have to turn yourself in, or did you say I want to turn myself in?
I went over to see your kids just because.
Right, I remember that.
And I wasn't planning on telling her. I was not planning on laying this on her.
Mm-hmm.
But I just
You had to tell somebody.
broke down, like I was in there and the kids were like so happy and their home was so warm. And the kids, like, and Ellie was running around, that's my dog, and I just realized I'm not gonna get to experience that anymore. I just took that away, that life away from our families.
You know, and understand, I don't have the OCD that you have. You know, I said we all have some type of it, but not to the extent that you have. So, you know, it's just a little difficult trying to understand where the decision or the switch was flipped to say, you know, okay, this is it. And it was, and as you said, it was to get him to stop and leave you alone so you could breathe.
You are being charged with second-degree murder. Okay? You already knew this was coming. So basically, you're going to see the judge in the morning. The judge will set a bond.
Okay.
Sometimes they can do a no bond, or they'll just set a mid to high bond to see if you can bond out, okay? Just take this, you gotta take all this at one step at a time.
So one thing at a time.
You've got some hoops to jump through, and I think it's deep inside you're a good person.
Melissa Gholson never went to a full trial. Instead, she chose to take a plea deal. Following her arrest on November 1st, 2021, she was charged with second-degree murder and held without bond. In May of 2023, she pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. As part of this plea agreement, on May 15, 2023, Melissa was sentenced to 40 years in Florida State Prison.